everything we talk about. Hi, everybody. I can't hear you, though. You're muted.
Muted. Good afternoon. How is everybody doing? I'm going to go on Facebook and have this on my phone so I can, we're just in KickStart, correct? From what I remember we saying.
We're everywhere.
Oh, you're
Yep,
trying,
yep. Yeah, we're on YouTube. We're on
where?
our pages. Hi, everybody.
I don't see us in the KickStart group yet.
Well, the video has to start.
Oh, just saying. My goodness, he's so snippy. Just said I don't see us on KickStart yet. How's everybody doing? Happy Saturday. I hope you guys are having a great afternoon. It's been a busy morning for us already. We have been out and about. I'm going to go into the Kickstart group and watch from there because I want to make sure that you Kickstarters, those of you who are working on your
Commitment.
commitments, are the ones that I need to answer the questions for. But I don't
And
see it
mine,
in the
it's
Kickstart
not
group at all. Yeah.
the producer. So just give me a second. It's
No
not.
worries. No worries. It's not working. I didn't think so because I could see it at other places, but I don't see it there. So I'll repeat this eventually, but just for those of you who don't know, we are starting our Kickstart challenge on Monday, January 13th, and tomorrow is our kickoff session for Kickstart. We like to kick things a lot in this with the two of us like to kick things a lot. Kick things in the butt. That's exactly what I like to do. And so for those of you who don't know, Kickstart is a 42-day challenge where we ask you to commit to 10 small things that will lead you to a major goal. So what we're going to be doing right now is a lot of our Kickstarters, which are the members who've decided to join us and do this for the next 42 days. Some people are saying they're struggling with their commitments and how to do this still. And we want to put them at ease, put you all at ease that those of you who are feeling that way, you're making it bigger than it actually is. You're probably overdoing it for yourself. So we're going to go through this once again and explain it so that way you guys have a better understanding as what we mean by commitments, because we're going to go ahead and talk to you about our commitments. So I'm just waiting for Nick to let me know what's going on here before we.
Facebook is just not responding right now. So
And well, I'm on my so on my personal page, I see us.
yeah, it's just I can't connect to the Kickstart group. It's not letting me. So
Okay,
just start, hon.
so we're
I'll
just going to start and we'll share it later. So first things first, I know not everybody has a book, which is completely fine. So we completely understand. And we want to make sure, though, however, you understand the steps you should be taking in order to commit to create your commitments. So commitments are not goals. Goals are big, and we all know about SMART goals, right? Um, I can't even think of the SMART goal acronym right now. Uh, why can't I think of it? I'm totally at a loss right now.
specific.
Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Those are your 5 things that you should be thinking about when you're creating any type of goals in your life. Those are great ways to actually establish a goal because you want them to be exactly specific. You want them to be measurable, how many times you're going to do it a week, things like that. You also want them to be achievable, things you can actually achieve, eventually achieve. You want them to be realistic and you want them to be timely. However, commitments are the same, but even smaller than a goal. So I'm going to read something from the book exactly so you can actually understand this. And it says, Commitment Discovery Exercise 1. So the first thing you should do before you even start thinking about commitments is what you need to do is start identifying areas of your life that you want to focus on. So, what you should do is start reflecting on things that are most important and how you feel you might need support in those areas. So, ask yourself some questions. Are you looking to lose weight? Are you looking to increase just physical activity? Maybe you're at a novice level of activity, but you want to reach an intermediate level, right? But you don't jump from one to the other. You need to take small steps. Those small steps are commitments. The next thing, too, maybe ask yourself, Do I want to focus on improving my mental health? Maybe I'm really bad. Maybe I talk to myself in a negative way. Maybe I say things terribly to myself all the time. That's something you want to work on. So how do you break that into a smaller thing? Or you want to work on your nutrition. You want to make sure you're adding specific things to every meal. Again, so for example, if I say, "Ooh, I just want to be more, I want more nutrition in my life," that's not a commitment. That's a goal. Want more nutrition in your life? That's a great way of starting it. That's a great way to put down as a goal. But now what you have to do is take that and break that down even further. So, what does nutrition mean to you? Nutrition for me is making sure that I have a good serving of fruit, vegetables, a well balanced plate. That's nutrition. So, that could be a commitment. I commit to making sure that I have green vegetables, some one green vegetable on my plate for 42 days. Doesn't mean you can't have any other vegetables, but one of the vegetables on your plate for the next 42 days is green. Boom. One commitment right there. That commitment there goes well with your nutrition. However, doesn't mean you're going to be slopping on cheese sauce on top of the green vegetable because then that's counterintuitive to the actual green vegetable on your plate. When you're slopping all sorts of cheese sauces and butters and things like that, you want to be mindful about that stuff, right? So that's an example of one of the commitments. Another one is I'm going to be walking at 10,000 steps a day. And you're like, okay, but right now, if you look at your average walking on your smartphone or your apps or whatever you use, you're only walking 1,500 steps a day. Is that realistic to go from 1,500 steps a day and jumping all the way to 10,000 for 42 days and you have no in between? No, that's a great goal though. 10,000 steps a day is something that we should all want to be able to do, but it doesn't mean you start at 10,000. So if you know that you're a 1,500 step walker, maybe you can say my commitment for the next 42 days is going to be 2,000 steps because I know I can already do 1,500. It's easy peasy. But adding that extra 500 is where my commitment comes into play. So I'm adding 500. So that's where the commitment is. It's not even saying I'm going to do 2,000. It could be I'm going to add 500 steps to the steps that I'm currently doing. So I'm currently page 16 in the book right now. And I'm just talking about basically, listing 5 areas of that things you want to work on in your life. So in this part, this is basically brainstorming. You are brainstorming your commitments. So now the next part, what you want to do is now that you've identified these 5 areas in your life. So for example, like I said, wellness, fitness level, nutrition, mental health, self care, those are all major topics and major goals or major aspects of your life that you're looking into. You want to then delve into breaking those down even more so. So let's talk about this and give you a little bit of example. After you find identify these 5 sections, think about what
Do you want to come up? Do you want to come up with ours right now? Our 5 areas?
yeah,
We might as well do it.
sure.
So our 5 areas for ourselves. So that one of them would be health, right?
Yeah.
Health is one of our main areas that we want to do.
Yeah.
And then we also
Finances, yeah.
Activity.
Activity.
Is there
Organization for me.
Organization.
Self-care.
Self-care, yes. Okay. So those are 5 areas for us. So for you guys, like Jean-Luc said, it could be anything you want.
Hun, do you want to share the screen so they can actually see? Perfect.
Right now.
Yeah, perfect.
So if you go on Facebook now, you should be able to watch live. Just press play on your screen right there. You have it right there. No, it's the same one where you.
On my page. Okay, I just thought maybe you were saying that it was.
No, not my page. On our page.
Okay, I was going on my personal one. That's what I was trying to get out of because I was on my personal one. So I have to go onto our page, and that's what I needed to do. So I was correct.
That's when I shared. I couldn't go live in the group.
Yeah,
I shared the link.
Perfect. I'm gonna mute this here. Don't need to double hear us.
Exactly.
There we go. Awesome. So we have 11 people watching right now. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and let me just go on my phone too to see what everybody's saying too, because I want to see comments. So as we're doing this today, everybody ask us questions. This is why we're here. We're doing this live because we
Mm.
want to answer your questions.
Well,
We want to make sure.
we're seeing a lot of people being they're and I'm going to be very honest, everybody. You're overwhelming yourself by making this way bigger than it actually is, right? So we want you to really, really delve into making these minuscule. I'm not even going to say small anymore. Minuscule, tiny, tiny, tiny. But every person is going to be a little bit different,
Yeah.
right? So here we go. So these are the 5 areas that we decided that we want to work on.
And for those wondering, watching, this is in your book. So if you have the PDF or it's page, like Jean said, 15 and 16 is where you start figuring out your 5 areas of focus.
Yeah. So we're currently now going to page 17 and 18, which is now after you've gone those 5 areas of focus, this is now where you start setting goals underneath these 5 areas of focus. So the first one is health. So what are some types of health goals that we want?
Well, we want to lose weight.
We
That's
want to
one of the
lose weight.
goals.
Yep.
So that's one goal.
We want to make better food choices.
Yeah, better food choices.
That's another goal.
I'm gonna just make this a little
Yeah,
bit
they're
better
good.
so people can see.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Yeah, we're gonna work on making that a little bit bigger for all of you to see. Sorry about that. How's that? Hopefully that works.
So these are our 5 areas. We have health, finances, or activity, organization, self-care, and then this is our goal work. So we have. I'm gonna copy these back down here just so I
Yeah.
have them all here. And everybody can do this. You know, this is Google Docs, so you can literally grab Google Docs to do this, and you can follow along. So let's just me finish this, hun. You can keep talking. I'll keep that.
So basically, so now let's go under health again still. So what's another thing? We want to work out. We want to be physically active. More physical activity. Okay. And I think what else can we do under that? What's another goal that we want under there?
Maybe like reduce, reduce certain reduce trigger foods.
Okay, yeah, because that falls under health, right? And I love how we
Yeah.
said health because health is a very generic goal, right? It's very generic. So there's a lot of things that can fall under health, which is fantastic. I like those 4. I don't add any more for those right now.
Okay. Well, we can come back.
We can come back if it. Yeah. So financial goals. Okay, so what's something we could do?
Less takeout and eating out.
Yes.
Ooh, I have another one for health, honey.
Go for it.
Less alcohol and weed.
Mm-hmm. Love it, love it, love it. And I think what's really cool is think of this. We say health, and you guys are all thinking, oh, I got to go to the doctors more often. Yes, understandably so. We should always be going to our doctors, but health is more than just going to the doctor, right? There's a whole bunch to it when it comes to health. So finances, I said less. You said less taking out, less going out, less online shopping.
Less online shopping. Yep.
Ooh, another finance one, hun? Use what you got in your house.
Use what we have.
Because that's a big thing all of us could probably work on a little bit. What's another one for finances? Put money away.
Put money away.
In a
pay off debt.
Pay off debt. Yeah.
These are all good ones.
These are all great. Yeah, I love those. I love all of those so far.
All right, so activity. We want to make sure that keep step classes.
Be physically active. Be more physically active.
Step classes scheduled and not cancel. What else do we want?
Be more social with friends. That's another thing. That's activity.
Also, we want to spend less time sitting on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
That could be another one.
What's another kind of
strength.
Oh, yes. We want to build our strength.
Spending.
We want to tone. We want to strengthen our bodies.
Yeah, so that's another one. What else do we do for activity?
Activity is we want to have fun. A little splash of fun in your life never hurt anybody, right? So adding fun activities to your life and not only think of activities as a huge like feat in a sense. So now organization. I like to organize my closet,
Clean closet. Organize
organize my
pantry.
pantry, like really
Organize
organize it.
nice pantry. What else can we want to organize? I'm very organized, so I don't know what else to organize.
Well, those are the two things in the house right now that I know that we
Yeah,
really need to work on. And oh, our closets, or like organize our closets. Oh, you did
that's
that
a big
there. Sorry,
closet.
I
Yeah,
meant that. But not only
clean.
clothes,
Sort through clothes.
sort through clothes. Yes, because closets could be like um your storage closets that have other things in it that not just clothes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So as you see, we're being really specific here, but not that specific yet. These are nowhere near a commitment yet.
They're very lofty ideas.
Lofty goals,
Yeah.
right?
Last one is self-care. So I know I talked about one. Me, it's facial facial like moisturizing.
Yeah, like skincare.
Yeah,
Skincare. You want
skincare.
to do skincare. Daily skincare is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Self-care for me is I want to spend more time. I want to read more. I haven't been reading as much as I used to, and I want to read more. I want that part of my life again.
What else did you want to add in here?
For self-care, I really also think is positive self-talk. As much as you guys see us as being the positive people we are, we still have negative self-talk in our heads. It still happens. We're human. Self-care as well as making sure we floss and brush our teeth every day. But that's going a little specific there, right?
Yeah.
So self-care can also be like just morning routine. Oh, I love that. Yeah, there we go. That's more of a
Oh, sleeping.
oh, sleeping is another big self-care. Yeah.
Yeah,
But do
sleeping.
you guys see? I want to say something about sleeping because do you see how sleeping can also be part of your health, right? So you might have some of these goals that cross each other. They're intersections. They intersect. So that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So now that you have all of these, we have a huge topic. From here,
I'm gonna stop share for 1 second because I want to
yeah.
go check something else. So just give me 1 second and then I'll come back.
So from here, just now that you have all of these major things that you're thinking about wanting to accomplish, this is now when you're going to start going, okay, and we're basically going to like page 19 or 20 of the book. You're now going to look into this and divide these goals that you've really set out for yourself and make them even smaller by listing out things you can do to achieve that number one goal. I'm hoping this
So
makes sense.
let me share my screen again. I wanted to split up because I have a chat going too, so I want to make sure to see the chat at the same time. So without sharing the chat with everybody on screen, I have
Yes.
to do that. So now that we have our goals, so now we can actually drill down into each of them and try to come up with things that would help us achieve these goals. So, for example, weight loss for us is, healthy. Healthy app tracking
Tracking
every day.
our tracking our food every day, our bites, tracking our bites every day. Yeah. Love that.
Shape a
Shape a
scale
scale
every day.
every day.
That's another one because I have a struggle with that sometimes.
Yeah. Nick struggles with that one. I don't.
So
Better
better food choices.
the one I said the other day, making sure no cheese for Nick and making sure we have vegetables with every meal. A quarter of our plate or three-quarters of our plate should be vegetables, and then we should have a good portion of a healthy grain of some kind and protein, right?
Yeah, did that work? Do you see the when I did that? It stays there. Okay, good. Okay, good. I can toggle screens now. Okay, cool. So, are there better food choices? Is there anything you with your sugar, your coffee?
Yes. So my coffee thing. So that like yeah, my coffee. Remove creamers. Yes, because I started using the Starbucks creamers, and I'm not. I no longer want to use those right now because they're high in bites. I'm not gonna lie. That's another thing too, right? So look at this. My better food choices is actually going to impact my weight loss, right? So a lot of times, without us realizing this, our small commitments will help us in multiple ways without us even having them to be part of that other goal. Okay. So now let's go down to physical activity.
Actually, I had
Oh,
another one, like fruit for
okay.
breakfast, I think. Fruit for
Oh, fruit
breakfast.
for breakfast. Yeah. I'm making sure that we're always having some type of fruit. Yeah.
I think that's a good one. So,
I love that.
is there other food choices? Is there anything you wanted to limit? Like, is there anything that you ate too much? You're fine.
I'm good when it comes to food.
Cheese. It's cheese me. I'm a cheese monster. Right?
And look at this. I love chocolate, but I have chocolate in the closet right now and it's open and I haven't touched it. So when it comes to food, I can say no, I don't need it anymore, and I'm good with that. So physical activity, let's go there. Step classes, um, maybe, hopefully, potentially. We don't know if we're going to do this yet because again, we're just brainstorming right now. Maybe going to the gym downstairs and getting on the treadmill whenever we can. We didn't specify that yet, right? We're not specific yet. We're just giving ourselves ideas.
Yeah, this process is not meant to be like. That's why a lot of the exercise in this book tells you work through this first. Make your notes. Kind of talk to yourself.
Yeah.
Even talk to it with your accountability buddy,
Mhm.
your sidekick. Have a conversation and talk about these things, and you might come up with better ideas.
Do this activity as a group. You don't have to do it alone, because when you do it as a group, other people might say something and trigger something in you that goes, oh, I never thought of that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So the next thing that we want to look into is there anything else physically active? I've added also the daily kickstart physical challenge
I
as a
love
book.
that. Yep.
Is there anything else? And maybe park further,
Mm.
because one of the tips that we have for losing weight, and we say this all the time, is when you go to the stores, park at a further spot and then
Yeah.
walk to the store. We've in the
Oh,
last year not done that anymore. We park very close again. So
and the other one too is when you're grocery shopping. But again, we're getting into commitments potentially, but this is a potential one.
these are commitments.
Oh yeah, you're right. Walk every aisle of the grocery store instead, and walk through every aisle. Even if you don't need anything in that aisle, make sure you walk through the aisle in every grocery store. Or park your cart at the end of the aisle and walk down the aisle, grab the item you need, and walk back to your cart. That's another thing. That's another commitment you can do. And I know these sound silly, but they work. So
Reduce sugar foods. No cheese in
the
the
house,
house.
no chips. And when
No
we mean
chips
chips, or
in the house. Potato chips.
potato chips.
Potato chips in the house. What else do we want to do? I have to say weed.
Yeah, definitely.
None, which
None.
is below. I'm actually going to move this as a actual.
But that's not what we had said originally. We said when we are away and at home.
But we can tweak it.
Yeah,
You'll
that's exactly.
refine them
No,
after.
exactly. I know. That's what I'm saying. We'll refine them. But that's why earlier when I said that one thing was also. So again, you can play with these because the more specific you get with it, the easier it is for you to actually remember what it is as well. No more cookies, is Elizabeth saying. This is
I love
perfect.
that. It's just perfect. That's exactly what you want to do. Is if cookies are your trigger, and so remember, guys, another thing that I think a lot of people don't seem to understand. This is 42 days.
Yep.
So we're not saying that we're not going to have cookies ever again. I'm not saying that I'm not going to have weed or alcohol ever again.
No.
We are saying that for 42 days because we know these are triggers and it's not going to help us achieve our goals. We're not going to have them for 42 days. It does not mean that it's and that's one of the things about Kickstart that we created, because a lot of us, when we do a diet or a weight loss journey, we always want to say that we always want to get rid of stuff. And what happens is that we tell ourselves, okay, I want to get rid of this stuff. And then we assume it's forever, right? We assume it's forever, but we don't want this to be forever. You love cheese. You love your cookies, right? You don't want them to go away forever.
There's another thing that too that we do. We write out all these lists and we try to accomplish every single one of them all at the same time, simultaneously, and overwhelm ourselves. I'm
Yeah.
not picking every single one of these to do as my commitment. I will fail.
Yeah.
I will fail if I do it that way. These right now are just ideas. And these are ways to next time when you do another one, you'll already have a lot of ideas written out for you. So let's go into the finance part now, I think, because we can. So now, less eating out. So that means cooking more home cooked meals.
Home cooked meals. Uh, inviting friends
Friends over for dinner.
over for dinner.
I have one.
Mm-hmm.
Mock, create your own takeout meals at home.
Okay. Take out meals at
And
home.
what I mean by that is go to your favorite restaurant website, check out a menu option that you would almost order all the time, and try to recreate a healthy version for yourself at home so you still get that feeling of having something made, like carry out or not. Or why don't you do a meal swap with somebody if you have somebody? Say, I'll cook you a meal, you cook me a meal, and exchange meals. So that way you're not cooking your own meal all the time.
Take
Taking your
lunch.
lunch. I love that,
Take lunch
Elizabeth.
to work. Yeah, take
Yes,
lunch to
yes,
work.
yes.
We do that now, but I'm gonna add it on there just because it's a
No,
thing.
it's good.
And actually, you know what? For me, is I'm gonna add this here. Go to work, office. I have an issue with that myself, so I'll add that as a possible commitment for myself. So take lunch to work to go. Anything else for like
Yeah,
takeout and eating out?
I think that's good for right now. I think those are really good ones, to be honest with
Less
you.
online shopping.
We
uh,
don't do a lot of online shopping, but there are sometimes there's some spur of the moment purchases. So someone made a comment earlier and we saw it, someone's commitment. We're going to use it because it was great. Give yourself 24 hours before you purchase anything, or make it even worse, 48 hours. If in 48 hours you're still thinking about it and you still need it, then you can buy it. That's a good way of doing it.
maybe only like one shopping day per week.
And when we say less online shopping, if you are a grocery food shopper who gets their food delivery, that doesn't count. You need food to eat. So don't go saying, well, I
But
can't.
these are our commitments, right? Like this is for us. It's not like anybody else. This is for us. We
Yeah.
don't buy. We don't buy. The only thing we buy online is Amazon. A lot of.
Mm. And you might not be able to come up with more than one or two things under each thing. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
So for use what we have, what could we do for that in terms of
Well,
commitment?
organize our pantry.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I said, didn't I show you all how much maple syrup we have in our house right now? So look at this. Look at this. I want this relationship to be built here. My finances, if I organize my pantry and I use what I have in my house, I'll actually save some money and be organized. Boom. Isn't that incredible? When you actually lay it out and see it like this, it actually creates this spider web effect, or as people like to call it, the snowball effect, where one thing leads to another, which leads to another.
I was going to add better food choices, plan meals
Meal
ahead
planning.
because I know like for us sometimes we're last
It's
minute.
hard for me
So,
to do that.
but I mean we could say that every morning we have to plan a meal or every
Yeah,
night before. Like that could be
yeah.
something that we do.
I like the night before. I'm okay with that because I can't do it the day, like I can't do it on Sunday, but I could potentially say, what are we having for dinner tomorrow night? So that way we're ready. Because guess
Yeah,
what? This is one thing we struggle with, Nick and I, is we get busy at work and we think we're going to have time to prepare stuff on our lunch break and we can't. So then we're like scrambling and then boom, we have a 5:30 step class, a 7 o'clock session, and then we're like, oh my God, nothing's ready for dinner yet. What do we eat? So I love that. That's a great idea.
online there's some good. So Patty said make a list of freezer items. So see what you have in your freezer, and then Elizabeth said
Oh,
eat your leftovers. Eat your leftovers. Just look
create
at what's
yourself
left.
an inventory.
Yeah, an
An
inventory that works too.
inventory. What do you have in your house? Create an inventory. Grab a book, grab a spreadsheet, make an inventory.
That's it's definitely like there's definitely different options for you to do this one. So definitely like and we're just giving you guys our examples here. We're not telling you guys what you need to do. We're just
No.
we're just walking you through how we're figuring out our commitments. This is basically how you do it for yourself, and that's why the book was created this way, so that you guys can work through this exercise. We don't want the commitments to be something that's too big. We don't want them to be something that's so hard to do that it's discouraging you. We want you guys to get to 42 days and say, I was able to do all 10 the entire time.
Or as many as you can do the entire time. Because some of them, we're going to be honest, we might not be able to succeed at all of them. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
We already do this. I don't know what
Yeah.
else
So
we do.
that one is, yeah, we're very big savers when it comes to that. And we are, by saving our money, we are paying off our debt.
Less trips.
Less trips. Yes. More
in
more local
2025.
more local trips.
More day
Day
trips.
trips, day trips in 2025. We will still be going to some places, but no big trips like we did last year, other than the organized ones that we already have, which is our trip to Costa Rica, because that was planned ahead of time, and our cruise that was planned ahead of time. But other than that, this summer, we're going to be staying in Ontario.
We're actually going to probably do day trips and drive to those different towns and cities
Yeah,
in Ontario just to see our province. Go to provincial parks. We've heard about these like caves. We want to go to Tobermory possibly, and
we
so
want to go to Hamilton to see the falls. Apparently, Hamilton has the most falls per capita in Ontario, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to go check out all the falls in Hamilton.
so for those of you asking questions about previous pages, you'll have to just watch the video. It's recorded, so you'll need to watch the video from the beginning.
Yeah.
We already went through all those pages, so we're continuing forward, and we're
Yeah, we can't if we keep going back, unfortunately, we'll be here forever, unfortunately, guys.
yeah.
So that's why we record all of our sessions, okay?
Yeah. So just watch the full session right after, and you'll be able to see everything we did for the first few sections. Next section is a tip. So do not cancel step classes.
Unless because we have to be smart, unless sick. And we said this on our last Kickstart. Being tired does not mean we're sick, right? That does not count. If we are physically ill, like we have a cold or something's wrong with us, then understandably so.
How can we be more social?
Well, we can.
It's winter.
It's winter. We're not very social. It was just an idea. I was just
Yeah.
giving an idea. We're not sure. Spend more time, less time on the couch. How can we do that?
Weekly games.
Yeah,
games.
let's play game. Let's play games.
Or go for a walk.
Go for a walk. Go for a walk on the treadmill, like I said earlier on top, right? Like we don't have to walk indoors. Why do we think that the only places that we can walk is outdoors?
I think complete the daily KickStart physical challenge.
I would also say for that one, we have small weights in the house. What's stopping us from using our weights? Just sit down and grab a weight and do a few reps. There's nothing wrong with that.
How about for fun? We always have fun, so
yeah.
it's hard for us to have more fun.
Having fun is not a hard one for us, but having fun means also, yeah, that one's a hard one. We always have fun, so I can't really. That one's a harder one to think of. Yeah.
So clean closets. So these are pretty specific already.
Yeah.
Moisturizing, reading, positive self-talk, morning routine, sleeping, and go to work office.
But sleeping, I'm going to go back to sleeping. Mm-hmm. Sleeping could be I'm going to get 7 hours, between 5 to 7 hours of sleep per night. I'm just going to say I'm picking 5 to 7. It could be whatever feels best for you. Or it could be I will be in bed by 10:30 every night. Or it could be lights out by 10:30 every night. Because being in bed, listen to the difference there. I'll be in bed by 10:30 every night. Being in bed does not mean, because that means I could be in bed at 10:30, but then I could scroll on my phone till 11:30 and get to bed by midnight. That's going to be, if you want to get to bed earlier, that means you have to create a commitment that's going to make you actually sleep earlier. Apply moisturizers to hands, face.
And positive self-talk. So reading, you said you wanted to do maybe like 10 minutes.
I'm starting with 10 minutes of reading or audio or an audio book per day. As far as positive self-talk, grab a dry erase marker on your for 42 days, dry erase marker, and write one positive word about yourself on your mirror for 42 days. I'm doing that one. I like that idea. I'm going to use the mirror in the mirror in the cat's bathroom. I love that idea.
The guest bathroom?
Yeah, the guest bathroom. You know what? I'd even do it where I'm going to. Oh, no. You know what you could do for that, hun? You have to write a word for me, and I have to write a word for you. That would even be better, because guess what? It's hard.
I don't want that to be my commitment, though.
I would like you to do that for me, because it's hard for me to write positive things. So it's nice when somebody else writes it.
But it's not something I want to do. You can't force me to.
No, I can't write them. That's great. So I'm not going to do something you want to do then.
Well, we said this time. We're
I'm
doing
just,
our own
I'm being
10.
difficult right now. I am. We are doing our own 10. Last
Yeah.
time, we'll be very honest, last time we tried to amalgamate ours and it just didn't work. There's going to be some that are going to be very similar because that's just who we are. Use
Oh,
post-it
use a
notes.
post-it note. We
Yeah,
have tons of
post-it
them.
note. Yeah,
Yeah, we have tons of them. So actually, that works too.
post-it note works too. Dry erase marker is easy too because the mirror is easy to clean. And I like the dry erase marker because I'll see it. But again, do what works for you. No one, everybody is different.
As a recap, we first figured out our 5 areas of focus. So these are the 5 areas in our life that we want to have some focus on. We figured out goals for each area of focus. So, and then within that, we then created some commitment ideas. So these are not our final commitments because
Nope.
these are just ideas that we came up with to say, okay, these are things that we could do to reach our goals and it could possibly be commitments. So the next step now is to refine them. And that's what tomorrow is all about. Tomorrow night, when we all meet at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, Jean-Luc and I will actually take this final list here and we will refine them for you guys. We will tell you what our final 10 commitments will be based on this list here. So for those who are wondering if you're going to see this again, yes, we're going to bring this up tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We will bring this list right back up and then we will actually take this and then finalize the 10 commitments with all of you.
Can you stop sharing for a second, hun?
Yes.
And Ursula, I love you. I love you. I love you. You write it in lipstick like in Drag Race on your mirror. I love that. That is fabulous. I do have a lipstick in here somewhere. Are you surprised? Gina wears lipstick. Jean-Luc doesn't, but Gina does. That's hilarious. So we really hope that this exercise helped you guys understand. We've seen a lot of people. There's been some amazing commitments out there. There's a lot of you that are working really well. There is one that I want to talk about because we even mentioned it. We said we wanted to lose weight, right? Did you notice that we did not specify how much weight we want to lose? We really, 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 really encourage you not to say a specific amount in it 42 days because you will discourage yourself. I'm just being very honest because the odds of you losing exactly the amount you want to lose in that amount of time is going to be challenging because your body fluctuates.
It's also hard to measure that. So, for
Yep.
example, remember, you're going to track this every day. So, you have to make sure that what you're writing down is trackable every day. And we'll talk a bit about this tomorrow, how you track your commitments. So, when you go to actually track on Monday, you'll actually ask yourself for each commitment, did I achieve these commitments today? So, if one of them is I lose 15 pounds by the end, you can't track
You
that. You
can't
can't
track
say
that.
you've done it because it's not doable in that day. You have to make sure that what you're doing is either able to be done within the 42 days, a month, weekly. So you have to come up with your commitments so they fit within that category. And how do you track all that? Well, it's easy. So, examples for a daily commitment, I'm going to have 2 glasses of water every day. That's a daily commitment. That's easy to track. You just check it off when you do it. If you have a weekly commitment, say some of you have said, I want to do 4 step classes a week, 4 days of step classes per week. So what you do when in those situations is every day you go to track, you ask yourself, okay, today is Monday. Can I still do 4 classes of step this week? Did I do any today? If your answer is yes to both, you can check it off. On Tuesday, you ask the same question. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you ask the same question throughout the entire week. And until you get to the end of the week, and if say you get to Saturday and you ask yourself the question, can I still do 4 step classes today? And it's Saturday and there's only one day left and you can't do any others, you've only done 2 for the week, then you know your commitment is not met. So on Saturday, you do not check it, and Sunday, you do not check it. And that's how you do a weekly commitment.
So Jessica asks, yes, hi Jessica. First of all, no interruption whatsoever. So glad you asked. It's a perfect question. If you're wanting to watch our old videos as far as workouts, our step classes, those videos are all on our
Everything is
website,
on the dashboard.
on the
Everything.
dashboard or on
Yep.
YouTube. However,
Yep.
if you want to join us live in our regular step classes that we teach live daily, twice a day, Monday through Thursday, once on Fridays, once on Saturdays, once on Sundays, those ones are also on the website in the step class, and you have to register for those to get the Zoom link to join us. So those are 2 ways of actually catching us for physical activity and doing the physical activity with us.
Everything you guys need is on a dashboard. So the dashboard, if you go to jeanlucandnick.com and you click at the top, it says go to dashboard. That section has every menu item possible for the entire KickStart. Everything's there for you. It has steps to get you ready. It has ways to sign up for classes. It has ways to see our videos, how to access a physical challenge, the daily challenge. It's all there.
So I did see someone say, "Oh, I'm going to use the." This is one that I'm coming out of my mind. I don't know who said this, but someone says, "I'm going to use the Jean-Luc and Nick dashboard every day." That one's automatic. You have to be in there almost every day to track. So that one, it's a great one, but it's already there because we gave that one to you. So don't put it on your tracker twice because you already have to do it. Of course, again,
And I'll show them why too. I'll show
but
everybody why.
there's always caveats in the sense that if you're away and there's no internet, you might not be able to do that every day, right? So keep that in mind. Keep in mind when you're creating all these commitments, where am I going to be in the next 42 days? What am I doing in the next 42 days? Who am I going to be with in the next 40 days, 42 days?
So right here is our tracker page. So this is where you'll be going every single day for 42 days to
You're
submit your
welcome,
tracker.
Jessica.
So what's going to happen is when you come here every day, you're going to answer this questionnaire at the end of the day or the next day or 3 days later. You can submit it at any time you want. You can backdate it. You can actually choose the date at any time you want. So it doesn't matter when you submit it. And so you will then answer the questions, and you'll see right here, number one is already here for you. This one is mandatory for everyone. So if, for example, you create yourself 10 commitments and you don't do 2 to 10 one day, hey, number one's still there because number one means you're just going to come to the website, click number one, and submit it right after.
And that's how you get your diamond status. Hint, 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 hint.
So for those of you wondering, there's a lot of stuff is in this book. So I want to point out that Carmen said
Stop
this today.
sharing.
Yeah, that Carmen said this today, that this book, from what I've heard people say, explains everything you need. So if you've not purchased the book and you're having a hard time, there's a PDF available on our website that you can actually purchase for $15. So if you need the extra help and you're confused, I would suggest getting this because it would give you the best steps to figure out what you need to do. And it also has all the links for you. It has all these QR codes so that every day you can access all the work that you need to do, all the tasks. Everything is actually listed in the book for you, okay? And another thing, too, is for people who are downloading the PDF, there is an app called Good Notes. You can actually download Good Notes and then you can upload the PDF directly into Good Notes, and then it allows you to actually write inside the PDF.
And there is another thing I want to talk about, your email addresses. Everybody, please, 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 please. It is imperative that the email address you use to sign up for the Jean-Luc and Nick website is the email address that you are putting in for your tracker when it asks for your email address. It's also the same email address that you're using in Wix. Please do not use Facebook to join. It will not work. It will not work. It will not recognize you if you're saying, "Oh, I'm going to join through Facebook." Do not do that, please. It's just going to mess things up for you, and then we're going to have to go into the back end and fix it. I mean, we understand if it happens, but we really, really hope that you understand. Use your email address. So if your email address for Facebook is a Yahoo one, but you joined with Gmail, they don't compute in our system. They won't know who you are. They're going to think you're two separate people, and they're going to say, "You're not here." So always use the same email address, just like you're going to work. When you're at work, you don't have 6 email addresses for people to email you at. You have one email address. So keep that in mind, okay?
And I saw that Kevin was able to get into the app, so I was able to
Yay, Kevin! Woohoo!
resolve that situation. So if you guys have any more questions for us, a lot of people have been sending us their commitments, so we can actually review them in like just send us your commitments via email, hello@jeanlucandnick.com, or you can go to the KickStart Facebook group or the KickStart forum on our website to post your commitment questions or post your commitments so that so we can review them. We're here to help. And remember, guys, these commitments have to be small. So if something is super hard, if one of your commitments is, I want to walk an hour every day, and you can't even barely do 10 minutes right now, it's really not going to be good for you to push yourself that hard right away. You
Nope.
might discourage yourself.
Yep.
So instead, why not put, I'm going to walk 15 minutes every day.
And I'm even saying for someone who is an hour day walker, but then they're like, "Oh, I'm going to do 2 hours a day." Is that really achievable? No. But if you say, "I'm going to do an hour and 15," boom, an additional 15 minutes to what you're already doing. Yes, it's tiny, it's small, but think of that. You're doing 15 minutes a day for 42 days that you never did before. you will see a change. You will see it because guess what? The next time you'll be like, I can do an hour and a half. What are you talking about? I can do an hour and 45 minutes. Or the day that you missed, you might go, okay, you know what? I did miss my extra 15 minutes yesterday. So today I'm going to do 130 instead of the 115 and I'll be happy.
And so hopefully this has helped you guys, some of you guys, to come up with your commitments. If something is, if you're still not sure, let us know. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, we are live again. We will be live everywhere. We will be sharing our final 10 commitments and we'll tell you how we got to those final 10 commitments and why we chose them. And we're hoping that you guys can then hone into your 10. And then by Monday morning, we will all start together trying to achieve those 10 commitments for 42 days and see how far we can get to achieve new routines, new habits, and hopefully maybe even achieve our goals. Because this is what it's all about. We built Kickstart to help you guys achieve your goals. We did it because we understand that doing any journey, if it's you reducing your alcohol intake, losing weight, anything you do, it's very hard doing it alone. Doing anything alone is very hard. If you don't have support, if you don't have encouragement, you sometimes give up on yourself. And so we built Kickstart in order for us to help you be motivated for 42 days and have a community around you to help motivate you.
And help us do it. But you have to understand, I think us as humans, when we set goals, we set these goals and we think we're going to do them in 2 days or we think we're going to get it done in a week. Let's be realistic, everybody.
Yeah.
Nothing can be done in a week because things happen in life. But when you set these small little things, even if you only do it 5 out of the 7 days, you did it 5 days, right? So I'm going to bring in a new topic a little bit, which is my 80-20 topic, which Nick and I have talked about forever. 80% of the time is better than zero, right? So 80% of the time, if you're doing your commitments 80% of the time, in my eyes, it's a success. You've passed. Of course, you want to try to do it even more so, but 80% is good. So don't feel like um, not accomplishing a commitment at 100% is not good. That's what I want to stress.
And so thanks for joining us this
I
afternoon.
talk with my hands.
We will make sure this video is up for you guys to keep watching it. So for those of you who join us late, the video is available on YouTube. It'll also be available on our website, jeanlucandnick.com/media. All sessions, everything we do is recorded. There is nothing not recorded. So for anybody worried about missing anything, don't worry about it. It's available for you after the fact every single day. We understand everybody has lives. We have lives. We can't be around all the time to do stuff. And we understand you're in the same situation. So do this at your own pace. Do not feel overwhelmed. Kickstart is not here to overwhelm people. If the only thing you do for 42 days is your 10 commitments, even if you do one commitment every day, and that's all 42 days because that's all you can handle, then that's all you can handle.
And I was just going to say that to Barbara, who said, I have not worked out. I've been sick with bronchitis. I haven't worked out since. So don't go saying I'm going to work out 45 minutes a day if you can't even do 5 right now, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to set yourself up for success. That's the main focus of these 10 commitments, setting up for success, not for failure. Because when you overreach, you set up for failure. Set yourself up for success. And we know every single one of you can do it. We believe in you. We can do this. We can do hard things. We can do easy things because guess what? Easy things were hard things back in the day, but they become easier because we got better at doing them.
And that's the same thing with this Kickstart. Pick the things that you want to work on. Pick the smallest thing you can do to make sure you keep that goal in mind every single day. And that's kick ass on Monday, and let's kickstart our journeys.
Yep. Yay. So glad, Jessica. Thanks, everybody. Have a great afternoon. Reach out if you need anything. Bye.
Bye. We could tell them we're having for dinner.
I'm making cauliflower Alfredo sauce, and we're having some baked ziti.
We'll show you what it looks like tonight.
Yeah, we'll show you what it looks like tonight.